Have you ever said something that immediately made you feel a little smaller? Like the words didn't just come from your mouth, but from a deeper, stuck place within? If so, breathe. You're not broken, you're human, and you're not alone. Many men unknowingly sabotage themselves, not through outright failure or external enemies, but through the quiet poison of their own words. This discussion will dissect 10 common phrases that can undermine a man's growth and potential. Our aim isn't to shame, but to awaken, to expose the subtle lies we tell ourselves, and to start rewriting the script before it buries us. Let's begin. 10. It is what it is. On the surface, this phrase sounds chill, accepting, even wise. But most of the time, it's not wisdom, it's resignation. It's learned helplessness, disguised as casual language. This phrase is often used by men who have stopped fighting not the world, but themselves. They've stopped trying to change their lives, emotions, or mindsets because past efforts have seemingly failed. Instead of saying, "This is hard, but I'll find a way," they declare, "It is what it is," and their spirit folds. This isn't peace, it's apathy. Emotional surrender, the price. Your purpose. 9. That's not my job. This is a silent killer. While it may sound like establishing boundaries, it's often fear and laziness in disguise. Men who utter this choose to shrink, to hide behind the bare minimum, avoiding anything that might demand leadership, compassion, or extra effort. A genuinely capable man doesn't just do what's expected, he does what's needed. He doesn't wait for permission to contribute or protect. The man who habitually says, "That's not my job," loses credibility, not for failing, but for not even showing up when it counts. 8. I deserve better. Everyone has inherent value, but the phrase, "I deserve better," often stems from entitlement, not effort. It's the mindset of a man who desires rewards without personal transformation. It's easier to blame the job, the relationship, or the world than to admit one hasn't grown into the version of themselves that earns better. The healthy alternative, "I want better, so I'm becoming better." That's powerful and honest. But saying "I deserve better" while doing nothing to evolve isn't dignity. It's delusion, leading only to bitterness, not blessing. 7. It's not my fault. This is a complete surrender of personal agency, and it's one of the most dangerous sentences a man can repeat. The moment you declare it's not your fault, you give away your power. You become a victim, relinquishing control of your own narrative. While sometimes things truly aren't your fault, that doesn't absolve you of responsibility. You might not have started the fire, but will you simply watch it burn? A man who consistently points outward never grows inward, eventually becoming invisible to others and to himself. 6. Real men don't talk about feelings. This lie is quietly and slowly killing men. A man who never talks is a man who dies inside. We've been conditioned to believe that strength is silence and opening up is weakness. However, emotional suppression doesn't protect you. It poisons you. It creates distance in relationships and contributes to anxiety, depression, and even physical illness. Talking isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's self-maintenance. It's how you stay sane, connected, and authentic. The strongest men understand how to name their feelings, own them, and prevent them from dictating their lives. 5. That's just how I am. This phrase may sound like self-awareness, but it's actually a burial ground. It's what a man says when he's given up on personal growth, confusing stubbornness with strength and immobility with identity. You are not a tree. You can move. You can change. In fact, you must change. Every time you utter, "That's just how I am," you're declaring an end to your evolution. A man who stops evolving begins decaying, first internally, then in every other aspect of his life. Growth isn't a betrayal of who you are, it's the fulfillment of it. 4. She's too emotional. Let's be clear. Dismissing emotion is not maturity, it's cowardice. Men who use this phrase often lack the capacity to handle depth. They've been taught that feelings are chaos instead of a path to connection. "She's too emotional" typically translates to, "She's expressing something I don't have the tools to respond to." If your response to a partner's hurt, anxiety, or passion is to simply label her as too much, you're missing the point and the person. Mature men don't fear emotions. They learn to navigate them. Point 3. Whatever. This word may seem harmless, but it's lethal to communication, connection, and courage. Whatever is the verbal equivalent of emotionally walking out of the room, it signifies, "I don't want to deal with this. I don't care enough to stay present," or "I'd rather escape than engage." In relationships, this word is corrosive. It tells your partner that their thoughts, feelings, and needs don't matter. In life, it fosters a habit of disengagement, dulling your ambition and your vital edge. To build anything substantial, you cannot, whatever your way through it too. "I'm fine." This might be the most overused lie on the planet, and it's not just a phrase, it's a mask. Every time you say I'm fine when you're actually breaking inside, you're not just lying to others, you're disconnecting from yourself. I'm fine keeps you isolated, stuck, and silent. It trains your brain to ignore pain instead of addressing it. The longer you wear that mask, the harder it becomes to remove. You don't have to disclose everything to everyone, but stop defaulting to I'm fine. You are allowed to be honest. You are allowed to not be okay. You are allowed to ask for help. That's not weak. That's wise. 1. I already know. This is arguably the most dangerous phrase of all. The moment a man says, I already know, he stops learning, stops listening, and stops evolving. You don't grow by being the smartest man in the room. You grow by staying curious and by admitting what you don't know. The man who believes he knows everything is unteachable. And an unteachable man is ultimately a doomed man. The truly wise man says, I know some, but I'm here to learn more. That humility is what distinguishes great men from stagnant ones. It's what enables deeper relationships, earns respect, and fuels continuous growth, regardless of age or status. Your language. Your destiny web explored 10 phrases that can subtly undermine a man. It is what it is. That's not my job. I deserve better. It's not my fault. Real men don't talk about feelings. That's just how I am. She's too emotional. Whatever. I'm fine, and I already know. Behind each of these lies, a root of fear, laziness, emotional shutdown, or a complete surrender of personal agency. But here's the good news. Language is a mirror, and mirrors can be cleaned. Every word you say shapes who you are. Every phrase you repeat becomes a belief, and every belief builds your identity. So, here's a gentle challenge. For the next 7 days, listen to yourself. Catch those self-sabotaging phrases. Pause. Then consciously replace them with intentional, powerful alternatives. You don't have to change your entire life overnight, just your language. Because once you start talking like a man who is healing, growing, and leading, everything else will begin to follow. What phrase will you let go of first? Which of these phrases resonates most with you, and which one are you committed to releasing? Share your thoughts below. Let's support each other in building a stronger generation of men together. If you found value in this discussion, consider subscribing. This is where real conversations happen, no fluff, no fakery, just truth, growth, and becoming the men we're meant to be.